In the heart of Rajasthan, where the imagination conjures endless dunes and shimmering mirages, a secret world of green and gold unfurls beneath the sun. Here, the Mukundara Hills Tiger Reserve emerges as a living testament to nature's resilience, a sanctuary sculpted by time and the restless forces of the earth. This reserve is not merely a patch of wilderness, but a masterpiece painted by the collision of two ancient titans, the Aravalli and Vindhya mountain ranges. Over millions of years, these geological giants have pressed together, their meeting point birthing a landscape of breathtaking drama and diversity. The result is a crumpled tapestry of hills, valleys, and plateaus, each fold and rise telling a story written in stone. The Vindhyas, with their rugged, flat-topped mesas, stand as ancient sentinels, their rocky outcrops providing shelter and vantage for the reserve's elusive predators. The Aravallis, softened by the passage of time, cradle dense forests in their gentle embrace, nurturing a world of green beneath their weathered slopes. Between these ancient hills, vast grasslands unfurl, their golden blades swaying in the wind, sustaining herds of antelope and deer. These open plains are the lifeblood of the reserve, a stage for the timeless dance of predator and prey. Winding through this living mosaic is the Chambal River, a ribbon of life that carves deep gorges and nourishes every corner of the sanctuary. Its waters sustain not only the thirsty land, but also the intricate web of life that depends on its flow, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator. Mukundara's story is one of ancient endurance. For millennia, its forests, grasslands, and rivers have harbored a dazzling array of life. The reserve's unique geography has created a sanctuary where species from both the Aravalli and Vindhya ranges mingle, forging a biodiversity hotspot unlike any other in Rajasthan. Spanning over 1,100 square kilometers, Mukundara stands as Rajasthan's third great tiger bastion, its wild heart beating alongside the legendary Ranthambore and Sariska reserves. Yet, its character is singular, a wildness that feels both primordial and ever-renewing. In the dry, deciduous forests, the rustle of leaves signals the silent passage of a leopard, while the haunting call of a peacock echoes across sun-drenched valleys. The air is thick with the scent of earth and leaf, the promise of hidden life in every shadow. The very bones of the land are exposed in the cliffs and gorges, layers of sedimentary rock revealing the ancient history of the earth. These geological wonders are more than scenery. They are the foundation of a thriving ecosystem, shaping the flow of water and the movement of animals. Mukundara is not merely a park, but a vital corridor for wildlife, a refuge where the cycles of life and death play out undisturbed. Here, the tiger reigns as a symbol of the wild, but every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest herbivore, has its place in the intricate balance of the sanctuary. As dawn breaks and the sun sets, Mukundara's landscapes are bathed in golden light, revealing a world both ancient and ever-changing. The sanctuary stands as a living archive of natural history, a place where the story of the earth is written in every stone, every tree, and every ripple of the river. In Mukundara, every element is woven into a seamless whole, a testament to the enduring power and beauty of the wild, and a reminder of the sanctuary's irreplaceable role in the tapestry of life. At the heart of Mukundara lies a landscape sculpted by time and elemental force, a realm where stone, forest, and grassland weave together in a seamless tapestry of life. The very bones of this land are formed by the ancient Deccan traps, vast layers of basalt left behind by monumental volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. Over countless ages, these volcanic rocks have weathered and crumbled, giving rise to mineral-rich soils. This fertile earth is the silent architect of Mukundara's abundance, nurturing a mosaic of habitats. Rising from this ground is the dry, deciduous forest, a realm of resilience and adaptation. Here, teak, tendu, and dock trees dominate, their trunks sturdy and their canopies sparse, allowing sunlight to dapple the forest floor. For much of the year, these trees stand leafless, their branches etched against the sky, conserving precious moisture through the long, arid months. With the arrival of the monsoon, the transformation is profound. Rain sweeps across the hills, soaking the thirsty earth and awakening dormant seeds. Suddenly, the forest erupts in a riot of green. Tender shoots and leaves unfurl, carpeting the ground and filling the air with the scent of new life. Wildflowers bloom in hidden glades, and creepers climb eagerly toward the light. Beyond the forest, open grasslands stretch wide, their golden blades swaying in the breeze. These savannas are interspersed with islands of woodland, creating a patchwork of habitats. The grasslands are alive with movement. Herds of chital, sambar, and nilgai graze on the tender shoots, while blackbuck and chinkara leap gracefully across the plains, ever watchful for signs of danger. These herds are the lifeblood of the savanna, their presence shaping the very character of the land. Their grazing keeps the grasses in check, allowing a diversity of plant species to flourish. The grasslands themselves are not uniform. In some places, tall grasses form dense stands, sheltering ground-nesting birds and small mammals. In others, the grass is short and sparse, revealing the stony earth beneath. This diversity is shaped by subtle changes in soil and topography. Where the ground is richer and moisture lingers, the grass grows thick and lush. On rocky outcrops, only the hardiest plants survive, clinging to life in the thin soil. The boundary between forest and grassland is ever shifting, a living edge where trees give way to open country. Here, shrubs and thorny bushes thrive, providing shelter for hares, porcupines, and a chorus of birds. Winding through this landscape is the Chambal River Valley, a ribbon of life that carves its way through stone and soil alike. Over millennia, the river has sculpted deep gorges and towering cliffs of sandstone and basalt. These dramatic escarpments are a world unto themselves, home to a unique community of plants and animals. The rugged terrain offers sanctuary to elusive creatures. Here, the shadows conceal the spotted coats of leopards and the shaggy forms of sloth bears, each perfectly adapted to the rocky labyrinth. Caves and crevices pockmark the cliffs, providing cool, hidden dens. These refuges are vital for raising young and escaping the heat of the day. The river itself is a lifeline, its clear waters sustaining a multitude of life. Along its banks, otters slip through the shallows, turtles bask on sun-warmed rocks, and kingfishers flash in brilliant blue. From the heights above, the land unfolds in a breathtaking panorama, rolling hills, winding river, and the endless interplay of forest, grass, and stone. Each element fits together in a grand mosaic, every patch of forest, every sweep of grassland, every outcrop of stone contributing to the whole. This is a land shaped by fire and water, by the slow erosion of wind and rain, by the ceaseless cycle of growth and decay. From the smallest blade of grass to the most imposing cliff, every feature plays a vital role. Mosses and lichens cling to stone, grasses anchor the soil, and trees reach skyward, each supporting countless forms of life. In this intricate tapestry, the interplay of forest, grassland, and stone creates a sanctuary of extraordinary diversity, a place where life flourishes in every niche, balanced in a delicate and enduring harmony. Before Mukundara became a sanctuary for tigers, its forests and valleys were steeped in a regal legacy that shaped the very land itself. These ancient woodlands, draped in morning mist and echoing with the calls of wild creatures, once formed the heart of a royal domain. For generations, the Maharajas of Kota claimed these wild expanses as their exclusive hunting grounds. The forests became the stage for elaborate shikar expeditions, where processions of elephants, horses, and ornate palanquins wound their way beneath the towering sal and teak trees. The tradition of the hunt was not merely a display of power, but a grand spectacle. Retinues of beaters and trackers, skilled in the ways of the jungle, would drive game toward the waiting royalty. The air would ring with the sounds of drums and horns as the Maharajas and their guests prepared for the pursuit of tigers, leopards, and deer. Scattered throughout the reserve, the remnants of this era endure. Weathered hunting lodges, built in a blend of Rajput and colonial architecture, stand as silent witnesses to the past. Their stone verandas and arched windows once hosted feasts and celebrations after the hunt, while inside, walls were adorned with trophies and records of legendary expeditions. The forests themselves were famed for their abundance of wildlife. Tigers prowled the undergrowth, leopards lounged in the branches, and herds of chital and sambar grazed in the clearings. The Maharajas, keenly aware of the need to sustain their hunting privileges, practiced a rudimentary form of wildlife management, ensuring that the animal populations remained robust. To protect their prized domain, the rulers established boundaries and employed guards to deter poachers and encroachers. This royal stewardship, though motivated by sport, inadvertently shielded the forests from the waves of agriculture and industry that swept across much of India. The legacy of this era is complex. The ruins of hunting lodges, now reclaimed by vines and roots, speak of a time when the tiger was both revered and pursued as a symbol of royal valor. Trophy rooms in distant palaces still display the preserved remains of these magnificent animals, reminders of a world where nature was both celebrated and conquered. Yet it was this very exclusivity that preserved the heart of Mukundara. While other forests fell to the axe and plough, these hills remained wild, their rivers running clear and their canopies unbroken. The architecture of the hunt, shikar towers, platforms, and hidden trails still dots the landscape, now overgrown and silent. These structures, once vantage points for the pursuit of game, have become relics, blending into the thriving wilderness they helped to preserve. In a remarkable transformation, Mukundara's purpose has shifted entirely. The reserve now stands as a testament to conservation, its boundaries marked not for exclusivity, but for protection. The descendants of the tigers once pursued by royalty now roam free, watched over by vigilant forest guards and studied by scientists. The old hunting trails have become patrol routes, and the platforms now offer glimpses of wildlife to those who come in awe, not conquest. The transformation from royal hunting estate to protected reserve marks a profound evolution in the relationship between people and the wild. Mukundara's forests, once the backdrop for royal ambition, now stand as a living legacy, an enduring testament to the resilience of nature and the possibility of renewal. In the heart of Mukundara, the leopard has long ruled as the silent sovereign of the wild. With a population nearing 100, these elusive cats have woven themselves into the very fabric of the landscape, their presence felt in every shadow and every whisper of the wind through the trees. The leopards of Mukundara are masters of adaptation. By day they melt into the dappled light and rocky crevices, their spotted coats blending perfectly with the rugged terrain. At dusk and through the night they become phantoms, moving with fluid grace along the cliffs, slipping silently between trees, and stalking their prey with unmatched patience and cunning. For generations, the leopards have thrived in the labyrinth of caves and ravines, their world a tapestry of shadows and stone. Here they hunt deer and smaller mammals, their keen senses attuned to every rustle in the undergrowth. The absence of tigers for many years allowed the leopards to expand their domain, becoming the undisputed apex predators of these hills. But as dawn breaks over the Mukundara Hills, a new chapter begins. The tiger, once a ghostly memory in these lands, has returned. The first rays of sunlight catch the orange and black stripes moving through the tall grass, a symbol of power and ancient majesty reclaiming its place. The tigers, though few, are bold. One magnificent male, his muscles rippling beneath his striped coat, patrols a vast territory that stretches from dense forests to the wide banks of the Chambal River. He moves with purpose, marking his domain, crossing rivers and traversing hills, his presence a silent challenge to all who dwell here. The return of the tiger brings a ripple of change through the ecosystem. Prey animals grow more cautious, their movements shaped by the knowledge that a new hunter stalks the land. The leopards, too, sense the shift. Where once they roamed freely, they now move with greater care, avoiding the paths and territories claimed by the larger, more powerful tiger. The presence of both leopards and tigers weaves a complex tapestry of life. The tiger, as the apex predator, commands the deepest forests and the richest hunting grounds. The leopards, ever resourceful, adapt by shifting their activities to the rocky outcrops, the forest edges and the cover of night, where their stealth gives them an advantage. Occasionally their paths cross, a fleeting glimpse of spotted fur in the undergrowth as a tiger passes, or the tense stillness of a leopard watching from a safe distance. These encounters are silent dramas, shaped by instinct and ancient rivalry, each cat aware of the other's power and presence. Over time, the two great cats carve out their own spaces within the reserve. The leopards, agile and cunning, thrive on the margins, slipping through the shadows and adapting to every change. The tigers, regal and commanding, hold sway over the heart of the forest, their roars echoing through the valleys. The balance between leopard and tiger is delicate, a living testament to the resilience and adaptability of both species. Each paw print in the earth tells a story of survival, of ancient instincts and new beginnings, as Mukundara's wild heart beats stronger with every passing day. In this land of shadows and stripes, the reign of the leopard and the return of the tiger create a dynamic, ever-evolving wilderness, one where the drama of predator and prey, of rivalry and coexistence, continues to unfold beneath the watchful eyes of the forest. Beyond the great cats, Mukundara is a sanctuary, teeming with a remarkable array of rare and elusive mammals, each uniquely adapted to thrive in this diverse landscape. These animals, seldom glimpsed even by the most patient observer, play vital roles in maintaining the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Among the most intriguing inhabitants is the caracal, a medium-sized feline whose presence is a testament to the reserve's ecological health. The caracal's long, black-tufted ears are not just for show, they serve as highly sensitive tools for detecting the faintest rustle of prey in the dry grass. Its tawny coat blends seamlessly with the arid terrain, providing perfect camouflage as it stalks through the undergrowth. Renowned for its astonishing agility, the caracal can leap several feet into the air, snatching birds in mid-flight with precision. This remarkable hunting technique allows it to exploit food sources that are out of reach for most other predators. The caracal's elusive nature and solitary habits make it a rare sight, but its continued survival here signals a thriving, undisturbed habitat where predator and prey exist in a delicate equilibrium. Another secretive resident is the sloth bear, a creature perfectly suited to the rocky forests and scrublands of Mukundara. With their shaggy coats and powerful limbs, sloth bears navigate the rugged terrain with ease, emerging at dusk to forage under the cover of darkness. Their long, curved claws are perfectly adapted for tearing open termite mounds and beehives, while their flexible snouts and specialized lips allow them to vacuum up insects and honey, making them expert foragers in this challenging environment. Despite their formidable strength, sloth bears are shy and reclusive, seeking refuge in dense forests and caves during the day. Their solitary lifestyle helps them avoid competition and conflict with other large mammals. As night falls, the forest comes alive with the grunts and snuffles of sloth bears, their presence a vital part of Mukundara's nocturnal chorus and a sign of a healthy, insect-rich ecosystem. The abundance of termites, ants and other insects on the forest floor sustains the sloth bear population, highlighting the intricate web of life that supports these specialized feeders. The open grasslands and forests are alive with herds of herbivores and omnivores, each species filling a unique ecological niche. Blackbuck antelope, with their elegant spiral horns and striking coloration, graze in large groups, their vigilance and speed helping them evade predators. Sharing these plains is the chinkara, or Indian gazelle, whose slender build and keen senses allow it to thrive in open habitats, swiftly darting away from danger. The ecosystem is further enriched by the presence of jackals, hyenas and wolves, scavengers and opportunistic hunters that recycle nutrients and keep populations of smaller animals in check. Their haunting calls echo through the night, a reminder of the wild, interconnected world that thrives in the darkness, where every species has a role to play in the food web. Along the riverbanks, another rare mammal finds sanctuary in the flowing waters of the Chambal. Smooth-coated otters, with their streamlined bodies and webbed feet, are perfectly adapted for an aquatic life, gliding effortlessly through the currents in search of fish. These social mammals live in close-knit family groups, communicating with whistles and chirps as they play and hunt together along the river's edge. Their dexterity and intelligence make them formidable hunters, able to catch slippery fish and crustaceans with ease, while their playful antics reveal a complex social structure. As apex predators of the river, otters are sensitive to changes in water quality and fish populations, making them vital indicators of the river's health and the abundance of aquatic life. Observing otters at play on the pristine riverbanks is a vivid illustration of the harmony that exists in Mukundara, where rare and elusive mammals continue to shape and sustain the wild heart of this extraordinary landscape. High above the rugged cliffs of the Chambal Valley, a breathtaking natural drama unfolds each day. The sky is alive with the silhouettes of soaring vultures, their broad wings catching the morning light as they glide effortlessly on rising thermals. Mukundara is a sanctuary for an extraordinary diversity of vulture species, supporting the largest and most vital population in the region. Here, these ancient birds gather in impressive numbers, forming a living tapestry across the cliffs and valleys. Across much of the subcontinent, vulture numbers have plummeted, but in Mukundara they thrive. The landscape offers everything these birds need: safety, sustenance, and space to flourish. The sheer vertical cliffs provide ideal nesting sites. High above the valley floor, vulture nests are tucked into crevices and ledges, far from the reach of potential threats. Here, eggs are laid and chicks are raised in relative security. The abundance of wildlife in Mukundara ensures a steady supply of food. Carcasses left by natural causes become vital resources, supporting the health and vigor of the vulture population. Several species of vulture share the skies here, each with its own unique adaptations and role within the ecosystem. The Indian vulture is the most numerous, forming large colonies on the cliff faces. These social birds work together, their presence a testament to the health of the environment. Among them, the smaller Egyptian vulture stands out for its intelligence and adaptability. This species is known for its remarkable tool use, employing stones to break open eggs and access food unavailable to others. The critically endangered red-headed vulture, or Asian king vulture, is a rare and majestic sight. With its striking red head and powerful build, it soars above the landscape, a symbol of resilience and survival. In the colder months, the resident vultures are joined by the Himalayan griffon vulture. These enormous birds descend from the high mountains, their vast wingspans casting shadows over the valley as they search for food. Vultures are nature's most efficient clean-up crew. Their powerful beaks and digestive systems allow them to consume carrion that would be dangerous for other animals, preventing the spread of disease. By swiftly disposing of carcasses, vultures play a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. Their work keeps the landscape clean and healthy, supporting the well-being of countless other species. A single carcass can be reduced to bones in a matter of hours, as dozens of vultures descend in a coordinated, almost choreographed, feeding frenzy. Vultures possess extraordinary eyesight, able to spot a potential meal from miles away. Their sharp vision and ability to ride thermal currents make them masters of the open sky. The sight of vultures circling and descending signals the presence of food, drawing others from across the landscape in a silent, efficient communication network. Through their tireless efforts, vultures maintain the hygiene of the wild, ensuring that disease does not take hold and that the cycle of life continues unbroken. The thriving vulture population in Mukundara is a living symbol of ecological balance and hope for the future of these remarkable birds. In this protected landscape, vultures find the sanctuary they need to recover and prosper, demonstrating the resilience of nature when given the chance. The Chambal Valley stands as a vital refuge, a stronghold for vultures and a beacon of hope for the survival of multiple species. Watching these lords of the sky as they glide on invisible currents, one witnesses the intricate harmony of the wild, where every creature has its place and purpose. The presence of vultures in this untamed wilderness is a powerful reminder of the delicate balance of nature and the profound importance of preserving these wild places where such ancient creatures can continue to reign. The Chambal River is the soul of Mukundara, a living artery that breathes life into the landscape and sustains a web of wild inhabitants. In a country where many rivers are struggling with pollution and degradation, the Chambal remains one of India's cleanest and most pristine waterways, a rare sanctuary for untamed nature. Its remarkable purity is due to a fortunate combination of factors, allowing the river to support a dazzling array of life. With banks largely free from major industrial centres and settlements, the Chambal is spared the effluent and waste that plague other rivers, preserving its natural state. Its journey through sand and sandstone acts as a natural filtration system, maintaining the clarity and quality of its water and creating ideal conditions for aquatic life. The Chambal flows as a river should, wild, untamed and ever-changing, its currents carving new channels and shaping the land with each passing season. Beneath its surface, the river teems with life. Aquatic plants sway in the gentle current, providing shelter and food for countless species of fish, insects, and amphibians. The Chambal is a sanctuary for the critically endangered gharial, a fish-eating crocodile with a distinctive, long, thin snout, perfectly adapted to hunting in these clear waters. Along the sandy banks, mugger crocodiles bask in the sun, their armored bodies a testament to ancient evolutionary success. The river's clean waters support a rich diversity of fish, from agile mahseer to tiny minnows, forming the foundation of a complex food web that sustains otters, turtles, and a vibrant array of water birds. The riverbanks are alive with activity. Herons and kingfishers hunt from overhanging branches, while turtles bask on sunlit rocks and dragonflies dart above the water's surface. The National Chambal Sanctuary, overlapping with the Tiger Reserve, provides a haven for this thriving ecosystem, ensuring that the delicate balance of life is maintained. The river's isolation, shaped by centuries of myth and legend, has allowed its wild inhabitants to flourish undisturbed. For generations, the Chambal's reputation as a cursed and mysterious waterway kept it shrouded in secrecy, its banks left to the wild. This folklore, though rooted in superstition, became a shield for the river's natural world, protecting it from the encroachment that has altered so many other landscapes. The result is a river valley that remains largely untouched, a rare refuge where nature reigns supreme. As the seasons change, the Chambal transforms. In the monsoon, its waters swell, flooding the banks and nourishing the floodplains, creating temporary wetlands that become nurseries for fish and amphibians. During the dry season, the river recedes, exposing sandbars and islands that become vital basking and nesting sites for turtles and crocodiles, while migratory birds flock to the shrinking pools in search of food. The river's seasonal rhythms dictate the lives of its wild inhabitants, from the timing of fish spawning to the nesting of birds and reptiles. Each year, the cycle of flood and drought renews the ecosystem, ensuring that the Chambal remains a dynamic, ever-changing haven for biodiversity. The river's influence extends far beyond its banks, shaping the forests, grasslands, and wetlands that surround it, and supporting a mosaic of habitats for countless species. The Chambal is a living testament to the power of a healthy river system, a glittering artery of life where every ripple, every current, and every season brings renewal and abundance to the wild heart of Mukundara. In the heart of Rajasthan, Mukundara stands as a sanctuary where the wild thrives, a living testament to the resilience of nature and the hope of conservation. Here, the dense forests, winding rivers, and open grasslands form a vibrant tapestry, sheltering a remarkable diversity of life. Every dawn brings the soft footfalls of tigers, weaving through the undergrowth, the cautious grazing of deer in misty clearings, and the distant calls of leopards echoing from the hills. Herds of antelope cross sparkling streams, while wild boar forage beneath the ancient trees. The rivers, lifeblood of the reserve, flow gently through the landscape, nurturing crocodiles basking on sunlit banks and turtles resting on logs. Kingfishers dart above the water, and birds of prey soar high, keeping watch over the wilderness below. In the shadows, camera traps silently capture the secret lives of elusive creatures, tigers, leopards, and deer, revealing their movements and habits. These glimpses, pieced together, help us understand the delicate balance of this ecosystem and the challenges its inhabitants face. The data gathered from these images is a treasure trove for conservation, allowing for careful monitoring of animal populations, the mapping of territories, and the study of migration patterns. Each unique stripe on a tiger, each trail left by a herd, tells a story of survival and adaptation. The riverbanks are vital nurseries where crocodiles and turtles lay their eggs, and the cycle of life continues undisturbed. The protection of these fragile habitats ensures that the next generation of river dwellers can thrive, maintaining the intricate web of life that supports the entire reserve. As night falls, the forest transforms. Under the cover of darkness, tigers prowl, deer remain alert, and the glowing eyes of nocturnal creatures pierce the shadows. The night is alive with the quiet drama of survival, a reminder of the constant vigilance required to keep this world safe. Among the most hopeful stories is that of the young tiger cub, MT7. Orphaned and alone, he was given a second chance within the safety of the reserve. Here he learned to hunt, to stalk, and to survive, making over 50 kills, proving his strength and independence. When the time was right, the gates opened, and MT7 stepped into the wild, ready to claim his place in the forest. His journey is a symbol of what is possible when science and nature work in harmony, a future where tigers roam free, wild, and unafraid. The success of Mukundara is measured not just in numbers, but in the thriving of its wild inhabitants. Each sunrise over the hills, each paw print in the mud, and each new life born in the forest is a victory for conservation. The legacy of Mukundara is written in the rustle of leaves, the splash of river water, and the roar of the tiger. It is a living promise that with care and hope, the wild heart of India will endure for generations to come. Mukundara Hills Tiger Reserve is more than just a beautiful place. It is a living testament to nature's resilience and a beacon of hope for the future of wild landscapes in India. Here, the land itself tells a story of healing, of forests reborn, grasslands revived, and rivers running clear once more. The return of the tiger, now roaming freely through the tall grasses and dense forests, the leopards basking on sun-warmed rocks, and vultures soaring high above, are all signs of a thriving wilderness. In this sanctuary, every creature finds its place, and every species contributes to the intricate balance of life. With time and the gentle hand of nature, the ecosystem flourishes, undisturbed and protected. Saplings grow into mighty trees, grasslands stretch wide and green, and the wild heart of Mukundara beats stronger with each passing season. The legacy of Mukundara is written in the endless cycles of renewal, in the silent promise of seeds sprouting and rivers flowing. Its success lies in the harmony of its rivers, forests, and grasslands, each element supporting the other in a seamless web of life. Conservation here is not about a single animal, but about the flourishing of an entire community of life. The interconnected habitats, river, grassland, and forest, form a sanctuary where every life form, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is vital. The Chambal River flows pure and undisturbed, nourishing the land and sustaining the creatures that depend on its waters. The grasslands, golden and swaying, provide shelter and sustenance for countless animals. The forests, dense and ancient, stand as guardians of the wild, their canopies alive with the songs of birds and the rustle of hidden life. From the rich soil beneath to the open sky above, every layer of Mukundara is alive with possibility. The reserve stands as a model of natural resilience, where the land itself is the steward of its own future. Here, thriving habitats are the foundation for the survival and prosperity of all species. Mukundara is a living laboratory where the resilience of nature is on full display. Forests regrow, animals return, and life adapts and endures. The future of this reserve is written in the quiet persistence of the wild, in the silent growth of trees, and in the unbroken paths of animals. Though challenges remain at the boundaries within Mukundara, the wild reigns supreme, undisturbed and free. The reserve's strength lies in its unity, a tapestry of life woven together by the instincts and rhythms of the wild. The guardians of Mukundara are the very creatures that inhabit it, each playing a role in the ongoing story of survival. The land itself is the teacher, the guide, and the protector, ensuring that the cycles of life continue unbroken. The legacy of Mukundara is not written in words, but in the silent footsteps of tigers, the flight of birds, and the growth of ancient trees. The story of this place is a call to remember the wild, to cherish the untamed, and to honor the enduring spirit of nature. The health of Mukundara is a reflection of the health of the planet itself, each wild place a vital thread in the fabric of Earth. The survival of the tiger, the leopard, and the vulture is bound to the survival of the land they call home. As the sun sets over the ancient hills, and the Chambal winds its way through the reserve, a new dawn rises, promising a future where wildness endures and beauty flourishes. The landscape of Mukundara is slowly but surely returning to its wild and magnificent origins, a sanctuary where nature's legacy is preserved. Mukundara stands as a testament to the enduring power of nature, a place where the wild spirit is forever alive. It is a reminder that the world's natural wonders can be restored, that hope can take root and grow strong. The wild heart of Mukundara beats on, a promise that the legacy of the land will endure for generations of creatures yet to come. It is a place of profound beauty and immense ecological importance, a true paradise for the tiger, and a source of inspiration for the wild world, now and always. As dawn breaks over the rolling hills of Mukundara, a silent drama unfolds beneath the golden grass and within the shadowed forest. Here, every day is shaped by an ancient contest, a delicate dance of survival between predator and prey. Leopards slink through the underbrush, muscles coiled, eyes sharp, their rosetted coats blending seamlessly with the dappled light. Each step is measured, every movement calculated, as they stalk chital and sambar deer grazing in the meadows. The deer, ever vigilant, raise their heads at the faintest rustle, ears flicking, nostrils flaring, ready to vanish into the thicket at the first sign of danger. High above, the langur monkeys act as sentinels, their alarm calls echoing through the trees, warning the herds below of a prowling leopard or a tiger's stealthy approach. In the tall grasses, wild boar root for tubers, their keen senses attuned to the slightest threat, while elusive jungle cats prowl the margins, seeking smaller prey. The tiger, Mukundara's apex predator, moves with unmatched grace and power. It relies on the cover of twilight and the undulating landscape to close the distance between itself and its quarry. A sudden burst of speed, a calculated leap, and the chase is on. Sometimes the hunt ends in triumph. Other times, the prey escapes, leaving only the memory of pursuit in the wind. Even the smallest creatures play their part. Hares and porcupines weave through the undergrowth, their survival dependent on agility and cunning. Birds of prey soar overhead, searching for movement below, while snakes slither silently, ever patient, ever watchful. Each animal is both hunter and hunted every moment, a test of instinct and adaptation. The balance is fragile, yet enduring. Predators ensuring the health of prey populations, prey, driving the evolution of sharper senses and swifter feet. This intricate web of life is Mukundara's heartbeat. It is a world where strategy, patience, and resilience are rewarded, and where the story of every creature is written in the tracks left behind. The dance of survival never ends. It is the pulse of the wild, the eternal rhythm that shapes the destiny of all who call Mukundara home. Beneath the towering trees and across the sun-dappled clearings, a quieter drama unfolds, one written in green and gold in leaf and thorn. Mukundara's plant life, often overlooked, forms the very foundation of this vibrant wilderness. Here, ancient teak and flame of the forest trees stretch skyward, their roots anchoring the earth, their canopies weaving a living roof above. Among the grasses, the rare golden satintail sways with the breeze, its feathery plumes catching the morning light. In the rocky outcrops, the hardy boswellia tree clings to life, its aromatic resin a silent testament to resilience. The ghostly white flowers of the Indian ghost tree glow at dusk, while vibrant lantana and wild jasmine fill the air with subtle fragrance. These plants are more than mere decoration. Their leaves, bark, and roots have evolved remarkable defenses, thick cuticles, spiny thorns, and bitter alkaloids to deter hungry mouths. Some, like the touch-me-not, curl their leaves at the slightest touch, a clever adaptation to avoid being grazed. Others, such as the majestic banyan, send down aerial roots to claim new ground, creating living labyrinths for countless creatures. Seasonal cycles paint the landscape in ever-changing hues. During the monsoon, the forest floor erupts in a tapestry of wildflowers, delicate orchids, tiny lilies, and rare medicinal herbs, each playing a critical role in sustaining butterflies, bees, and the smallest herbivores. In the dry months, drought-resistant grasses and succulents endure, feeding grazers when food is scarce. Every plant, from the smallest moss to the tallest tree, is a silent architect, shaping the land and nurturing the web of life. Their seeds provide sustenance, their branches offer shelter, and their blooms invite pollinators, ensuring the next generation of forest dwellers. Without their quiet persistence, the intricate dance of survival would falter, and the wild heart of Mukundara would cease to beat. As the sun dips behind the ancient hills and the last rays fade from the forest canopy, a new world awakens within Mukundara. Nightfall transforms the sanctuary, shrouding it in shadows and whispering secrets only the darkness can reveal. The air stirs with the flutter of wings as fruit bats emerge, gliding silently between trees in search of ripe figs and nectar-laden blossoms. From the undergrowth, the soft rustle of leaves betrays the presence of the elusive Indian pangolin, its armored body moving stealthily in pursuit of ants and termites. In the heart of the grasslands, the chital herds grow wary, their ears twitching at every unfamiliar sound. A pair of gleaming eyes catches the moonlight, the jungle cat, master of the night, stalking rodents and frogs along the riverbanks. Above, the haunting calls of the Indian scops owl echo through the gloom, while nightjars skim low over the meadows. their wide mouths snapping up moths drawn by the moon. Hidden among the rocks, the striped hyena begins its nightly patrol, searching for leftovers and fallen fruit, while civets and porcupines scurry through the thickets, their presence betrayed only by the gentle crunch of dry leaves. Even the river teems with activity. Fish glide near the surface, and turtles slip quietly onto the banks to lay their eggs under the cover of darkness. The symphony of night unfolds. Crickets chirr, frogs trill, and distant jackals call to one another, weaving a tapestry of sound that pulses through the cool, starlit air. Each note, each movement, is a testament to the unseen lives that thrive when the world sleeps. In Mukundara, the night is not a time of silence or stillness, but of secret journeys, whispered conversations, and the endless quest for survival. Here, under the cloak of darkness, the wild heart of the sanctuary beats on, as vibrant and vital as ever. As dawn breaks over the Mukundara Hills, the sanctuary is graced by travelers from distant lands. Every year, as the seasons turn, migratory birds arrive in waves, painting the skies with vibrant flocks and filling the air with unfamiliar songs. These winged voyagers, bar-headed geese from the Tibetan plateau, rosy starlings from Central Asia, and demoiselle cranes from the Eurasian steppes, journey thousands of kilometers, drawn to Mukundara's welcoming wetlands and lush riverbanks. Here, shallow lakes and quiet backwaters become their temporary havens. The still waters reflect the elegant forms of black-winged stilts and ruddy shelducks as they forage alongside resident species. Reed beds sway under the gentle weight of warblers and flycatchers, while open grasslands become stages for the courtship dances of lapwings and pipits. Each bird, a living testament to endurance and navigational mastery, finds respite and nourishment in this sanctuary, a vital stopover on their epic journeys. Their arrival marks not only the changing seasons, but also the interconnectedness of distant ecosystems. As they feed, nest, and rest, these migratory birds help disperse seeds, control insects, and enrich the diversity of Mukundara's habitats. Their presence is a fleeting gift, a reminder of the park's role in a global web of life that stretches far beyond its borders. When the time comes, these avian travelers will once again take to the skies, guided by ancient instincts and celestial cues. But for now, their melodies mingle with the calls of local species, creating a harmonious chorus that celebrates the sanctuary's enduring promise, a haven for all who seek refuge, however brief, beneath its boundless skies. Beneath the towering trees and sweeping grasslands of Mukundara, a world of silent industry thrives. Here, in the shade of ancient rocks and under the rustle of fallen leaves, insects and small creatures orchestrate the unseen rhythms of life. Ants march in tireless columns, aerating the soil and recycling nutrients with every grain they turn. Beetles, from jewel-toned scarabs to humble dung beetles, break down organic matter, returning essential elements to the earth and keeping the forest floor clean. Mossy logs become bustling metropolises for termites, whose intricate tunnels help decompose wood, releasing energy locked within dead trees. Spiders weave delicate webs between grasses, their silken traps keeping insect populations in balance. At dusk, fireflies flicker across the undergrowth, their bioluminescent signals a language older than the hills themselves. Tiny frogs and lizards, cloaked in camouflage, patrol the leaf litter, feasting on swarms of insects and maintaining the delicate equilibrium of predator and prey. Earthworms tunnel through the moist soil, enriching it with every movement, ensuring that Mukundara's botanical marvels have the nutrients they need to grow and flourish. Dragonflies skim over ponds, their agile flight controlling mosquito numbers, while butterflies flit from flower to flower, pollinating plants and adding flashes of color to the sanctuary's tapestry. Each small creature, from the tiniest mite to the swiftest shrew, plays a vital part in the grand cycle of life. In Mukundara, these unsung engineers are the foundation upon which the sanctuary's majesty rests. Their quiet labor sustains the forests, grasslands, and rivers, binding together the destinies of every living being. In the intricate web of existence, their roles may be humble, but their impact is profound, an eternal testament to the power of the small in shaping the grandeur of the wild. Across the silent expanse of Mukundara, time is measured not by clocks, but by the slow turning of seasons. As winter loosens its gentle grip, the sanctuary awakens. Cool mists drift through the valleys, beading on fresh leaves and coaxing wildflowers from the earth. Birds return, their calls echoing through crisp air, while streams run clear and swift with the memory of distant rains. With the arrival of summer, the sun ascends, casting golden light across the grasslands. The forest canopy thickens, offering refuge to creatures below. Waterholes shrink, drawing herds and predators alike to their shrinking banks. The days grow languid and heavy, punctuated by the calls of peacocks and the rustle of restless animals in the heat. Then the monsoon arrives, heralded by darkening skies and the scent of wet earth. Torrents of rain sweep across Mukundara, transforming dust to emerald and awakening seeds long dormant. Rivers swell, flooding the lowlands, while frogs and insects fill the nights with their chorus. The sanctuary pulses with new life. Mushrooms sprout in the gloom, vines climb with renewed vigor, and the air hums with the wings of countless butterflies. As the rains recede, autumn paints the landscape in softer hues. Leaves turn gold and bronze, drifting to the forest floor. The air cools, and the water recedes, leaving behind rich mud where deer and wild boar forage for roots. Migratory birds pause in the sanctuary, their wings weary from distant journeys. Each season in Mukundara brings its own rhythm, its own palette of colours and sounds. From the first blush of spring to the quiet hush of winter's return, the landscape is in constant motion, a living tapestry woven anew each year. In this endless cycle, the sanctuary's wild inhabitants adapt and endure, bound together by the ever-changing face of Mukundara. Beneath the dense canopies and rolling grasslands of Mukundara lie secrets that shimmer in silence, hidden water bodies and secluded wetlands scattered like jewels across the sanctuary's vast expanse. These veiled oases, often overlooked amidst the grandeur of forests and hills, are the lifeblood of the landscape. Shallow pools, shaded by overhanging branches, mirror the sky in stillness, while tangled marshes and reed-fringed ponds cradle worlds unknown. Here, the water's edge teems with life. Amphibians, frogs, toads, and newts emerge in moonlit processions, their calls weaving a symphony that pulses through the night. Dragonflies dart above the surface, iridescent wings catching fleeting rays of sun. Beneath the water, schools of tiny fish flit among submerged roots, and turtles bask on half-sunken logs, their ancient eyes watchful. The wetlands are sanctuaries within a sanctuary. They offer refuge to the vulnerable, the fawn seeking shelter, the heron poised in patience, the otter gliding through reeds. Water lilies bloom in quiet corners, their petals opening at dawn, attracting bees, butterflies, and the occasional thirsty deer. In the air, kingfishers flash electric blue as they dive, while cicanas tiptoe across floating leaves, their slender toes barely breaking the surface. Season after season, these hidden waters absorb the rains, buffer against drought, and filter the earth's runoff. They nurture the roots of towering trees and the delicate stems of rare orchids. They are nurseries for countless creatures and a vital stopover for migratory birds. In times of scarcity, they sustain life when all else withers. Mukundara's hidden wetlands are more than mere pools. They are reservoirs of resilience, cradles of diversity, and the silent heartbeats that sustain the wild. In their quiet persistence, they remind us that the sanctuary's greatest treasures are sometimes the least seen, yet most essential to the dance of life that unfolds here, day after day, season after season. Long before the first paw print marked the soil, long before the forests unfurled their emerald canopies, The bones of Mukundara were set in stone. Beneath the sanctuary's vibrant life lies an ancient story, etched into rugged cliffs, weathered outcrops, and the undulating folds of rock that shape the land itself. These geological formations, some dating back hundreds of millions of years, are silent witnesses to the passage of time. Sandstone ridges rise like sleeping giants, their layered bands revealing epochs of shifting rivers and vanished seas. Granite boulders, sculpted by wind and rain, stand as natural monuments, their surfaces adorned with lichen and moss, nature's quiet graffiti. The sanctuary's dramatic gorges, carved by eons of flowing water, channel monsoon rains into hidden valleys and nurture lush pockets of green. Where the rocks fracture, springs bubble up, feeding streams and creating microhabitats for rare ferns and moisture-loving mosses. Shallow caves and crevices offer shelter to bats, reptiles and insects, while sun-warmed stone slabs become basking grounds for lizards and snakes. These stones do more than shape the land, they shape life itself. The mineral-rich soils born from ancient rock nourish forests of teak and bamboo, grasslands that shimmer gold in the sun, and wildflowers that burst into color after the rains. The contours of the land dictate the flow of water, the movement of animals, and even the patterns of plant growth. Mukundara's geological guardians remind us that every landscape is a living tapestry, woven from threads of stone and time. In their unyielding presence, they cradle the sanctuary's wild heart, offering both foundation and refuge for the countless forms of life that call this place home. Beneath the visible drama of predator and prey, Mukundara's wild heart beats with countless quiet alliances, an invisible web binding animal to animal, plant to animal, and life to life. Here, survival is rarely a solitary act. In the dappled shade, langur monkeys drop fruit from high branches, unwittingly feeding the deer and boar below, each mouthful spreading seeds that will one day rise as saplings. The myna birds and drongos ride atop grazing sambar, plucking ticks and warning their hosts of sneaking leopards, their calls a living alarm system echoing through the undergrowth. In the grasslands, termites labor unseen, breaking down tough bamboo and dead wood, their tunnels aerating the soil. The wildflowers, in turn, offer nectar to butterflies and bees, who ferry pollen from bloom to bloom, ensuring the next generation of color after every monsoon. Even the mighty fig tree, its branches heavy with fruit, is at the center of a secret feast. Birds, bats, and civet cats feast on its bounty, dispersing seeds far and wide, weaving new forests into the sanctuary's patchwork. At water's edge, fish nibble away algae from turtle shells, while frogs shelter among the roots of water-loving trees, their chorus drawing mates and masking the rustle of stalking snakes. Everywhere, alliances thrive, some fleeting, some ancient. Each relationship, no matter how small, strengthens the whole, creating a living network more resilient than any single species alone. In Mukundara, life is not a competition, but a collaboration, a testament to nature's endless ingenuity, where harmony, not dominance, shapes the wild. But even within this intricate web of alliances, Mukundara's inhabitants face relentless trials, challenges woven by nature itself. When the scorching sun lingers too long and the rains delay their arrival, drought grips the land. Waterholes shrink to muddy patches, and the once lush grasses turn brittle and sparse. Herbivores wander farther, their paths crossing in silent competition for each precious blade. Carnivores, too, feel the strain, their prey more elusive, their hunts more desperate. Then, in a sudden reversal, the skies might open in torrents, floodwaters surge through riverbeds, transforming gentle streams into roaring currents. Forest floors become temporary lakes, and burrows flood, forcing creatures to higher ground. The young and the weak must cling to life as the sanctuary reshapes itself beneath the monsoon's force. Even in times of balance, competition pulses beneath the surface. A peacock's dazzling display must outshine its rivals for a mate. A jackal's keen nose must find hidden scraps before a mongoose arrives. Trees stretch their roots deeper, drinking what little moisture remains, while vines climb skyward, racing toward the sun. Yet, in every drought, every flood, and every contest for survival, Mukundara's wild denizens adapt and endure. Through struggle, resilience is forged, a quiet strength that carries life forward, season after season. Here nature's challenges are not enemies, but ancient teachers, shaping the sanctuary's spirit and ensuring that only the most adaptable thrive in this ever-changing realm.